You've mentioned that real estate prices typically bottom out about 6 months after a stock market bottom. Are real estate markets correlated with stock markets? And do real estate prices tend to recover once stock markets recover? Great question, a lot in there. And I've been looking at this for 30 years probably. So let's look at the Case-Shiller Index. This is the US home price indices for, where are we? As of November? Because it's always a little bit backwards. We'll get the December version real soon. And it's a 3-month average of the September, October, and November closing prices. And remember, it's very, very lagged. This is one of the key things that I want to stress. So for example, September closing prices include some contracts signed in July, but there's significant lag to this data, maybe 1 month or more. But right now, the Case-Shiller is down for 5 months. Okay, next. Let's look at more Case-Shiller, but a comparison to the NAR, that's the National Association of Realtors. They're beginning to align. And normally the NAR is far more precise and less laggy than the Case-Shiller because you hear directly from the horse's mouth of people selling properties on the street almost every day. And the year-over-year change in median house prices from the NAR at the end of the year change in the Case-Shiller Index. And median prices are distorted by the mix and repeat sales indexes like Case-Shiller, but they're probably better for measuring prices. However, in general, the Case-Shiller Index follows the median price, and they are converging right now, which typically for me means a bottom, which is a good sign. Again, let me know if you want to do another real estate recap, because a lot of this is kind of tricky, and whatever happens in the US tends to happen in other markets around the world. Germany could bottom next, Australia, etc. So let's look at this other one. This is another graph of the inverted supply versus price. And a big thank you to Sanjay for sharing this with me. This graph shows the existing homes months of supply inverted from the National Association of Realtors versus the seasonally adjusted month-to-month price change in the Case-Shiller Index. Now, this is kind of a tricky one. So this doesn't really portray the fact that the market's going to bottom, but it is very interesting to look at nonetheless. And here you can see the months of supply is not seasonally adjusted. And the last 7 months are in black, showing a possible shift in the relationship. And prices are now falling somewhat in line with low levels of inventory. So typically what happens when there's low inventory, prices go up because there's too many buyers chasing too few products on the market. But in this case, they're beginning to fall together. So that's a bit of a negative. Now, getting back to your big question, this is actually using the IA macro model. It shows you that there is a 9-month lag between macro dropping and real estate falling. And there's a 6-month lag in the stock market, the real estate market falling after the stock market tops. Okay. And this shows the actual S&P 500 benchmarked against real estate prices using the benchmark model within the macro model. So again, 6 months. So stock market, say, tops out January 1st. It'll be July 1st when the real estate market tops out. And that is precisely what has happened. So it's uncanny the way this thing works. Now, let's talk about one other factor as well, which is very important in real estate. And I did say way back in summer 2022, I expected to dip in the market. Yes, some markets got crushed. San Francisco, some houses are down 30% in just 6 months. It's insane. Other high growth markets, like take Miami and Austin, they're not suffering as bad at all. But springtime is coming. And what that means is humans follow nature, I believe. And I've seen this trend as well. Humans, prices be damned. They just want to build a new nest in springtime. It must be instinctive in our reptile brains. And springtime, you get a rise in prices. And I think we're going to see that maybe starting in March, which will align with some of the data we just showed.